Hi, my name is Robert Aronson and it's my pleasure to welcome you to the website of Aronson Antiquairs in Amsterdam. In the coming few minutes we would like to tell you a little bit more about some of the highlights that we will be bringing to this year's TEFAF.
One of my favorite objects in this year's collection is this spice box, attributed to the Greek ale factory and made around 1700. It is beautifully decorated from the outside with interior scenes, and it has a very elaborate knob, and when it opens it reveals these charming heart-shaped compartments that were made to contain the spices. Spice boxes, especially of this large size, are very rare objects. Most likely they've been special orders. Spices were very costly, but they were not just a luxury, but also a necessity. They added taste to bland food, and they were also used to make nearly spoiled food eatable. On a more refined level, they were used at the table to the individual seasoning of food. Spices were also used as medicines to treat all sorts of complaints. In the Netherlands, therefore, spices were sold both in grocery stores and in pharmacies. This fine example surely was an eye-catcher on a richly laid dinner table.
This is not an ordinary money box. This money box was made in Amsterdam or Rotterdam around 1700. We used to attribute these type of money boxes to the city of Rotterdam because of the paintwork and the colors. Nowadays we say that it might also be from the city of Amsterdam because of an inventory list that we have from 1694 from the factory the Twee Romeinen, the two Romans, where they clearly talk about boxjens or small boxes. This beautiful money box, decorated in the colors blue and manganese, was made between 1690 and 1730. The decoration is that what we would find on tiles from the same time, either from the cities of Amsterdam or Rotterdam. One of the first things you notice when you look at this money box is that it's a square money box. So all the sides were made out of slabs. This is something that they could do in a tile factory, but something that the Delft people would definitely make round on the potting wheel.
This polychrome figure of a winged angel with two trumpets is an allegory of fame. It was made in the city of Delft around 1740 and 1760. Since the Renaissance, the Roman goddess of fame and rumour, Fama, was a well-known figure in allegories of triumph and glory. Our angel of fame is standing on a globe that indicates its universal power and presence. It is blowing the trumpet to blaze abroad the glory of a hero. The smaller trumpet the angel is holding was meant to announce the disrepute of the less fortunate ones.
One of the rarest objects that I've handled in the last few years, and definitely the rarest object that we have in the collection this year, is this pair of beautiful vases. They were made at the end of the 17th century in the Moor's Head factory, and they're marked IW for Aronson Hoppesteyn. He and his son, at a later date, were the first to experiment with colors on Dutch Delftware ceramics. Of the approximately 20 polychrome pieces marked for Hoppesteyn, only 4 carry a chinoiserie decoration. Polychrome decoration is particularly rare on Dutch Delftware, but especially in this case the painter decided to use the slightly comical zotjes, the Chinese dancing boys that we see so often on Chinese porcelain from the Kangxi period, around 1700 again, and on pieces of English Delftware about half a century later and other European ceramics. The shape of these vases was probably taken from the altar vases that we see in the middle 17th century in France.
This tea canister is marked AK for Adrianus Cox, the owner of the Greek ale factory from 1687 to 1701. It is finely painted with Chinese ladies in garden settings, according to the taste and pieces of early Dutch Delftware, and of course also to the product that it was made to hold: tea. Tea was imported from China and from Japan into the Netherlands by the Dutch East India Company, or VOC, that was founded in 1602. Drinking tea became fashionable quite fast, and of course new vessels had to be made to keep it present it and to serve it. Also, the consumption of the exotic new beverage was thought to be very beneficial for the health. The rectangular shape of this tea canister derives from earlier examples in metal or glass that were generally in use. Tea canisters in Dutch Delftware are quite rare, and the present piece is a beautiful example of the refined culture that's developed around the consumption of tea.
This very amusing little figure here beside me was made around the middle of the 18th century, around 1750 in Delft. And we know quite a number of these figures, usually displaying artisans, craftsmen, market people. You probably know the barrel rollers. By the very nature of the medium, the earthenware, these figures become very intentionally folkish and amusing, and of course tell a very anecdotal story of people doing everyday things like cleaning a toilet seat, as this young lady is doing. For TEFAF 2011 we have embraced the magic and the big screen of the iPad. Of course nothing is the same as holding an object in your hand, but with the iPad now we can get very close to that by showing an object from all angles, and you are even able to turn an object around with your finger on the screen. Also available on the app are all our publications to date, our 10 Dutch Delftware books. They are completely readable and you can flick the pages with your finger. It's very beautiful. The app is a free download from the App Store and it's called Delftware.